Hey, welcome to Two on the Vine. This is KY, and I am here with Vinny. How are you doing, Vinny?
Great. How are you?
Doing pretty well. It's been quite a while since our last podcast.
I would say it's been nearly a coon's age.
A coon's age. Does a coon
We
live
don't-
for
we
exactly 1 month?
A raccoon, I think, lives for about a month, yeah. But, I mean, do we say coon's age anymore? Isn't there a better term for that?
I did not even know that was a term. I thought you made that up.
No, it's real.
Really? A coon's age?
Yeah, coon's
Oh.
age. It's real.
Wow. That's really interesting. It's funny. I was talking on stream about how my friend James used to come up with phrases like, you've heard whatever floats your boat. He used to
Yeah.
say things like that, but they were totally nonsensical and random. Like his most popular one that he used to say was whatever greases your slaves. He would
Wow.
like if we were talking and someone, I like to do this like that, he'd say, well, whatever greases your slaves. Whatever
Yeah,
scratches your coon.
I suppose you could just keep, you can make up whatever you want. Like,
Yeah.
Mike and I are in the studio recording some music, and one of the tracks sounded a bit sloppy.
Uh-huh.
So I said, that's Slop House.
Slop.
We got to redo that. It's Slop House.
Whatever
and there's
slops your Joe. Vinny.
Whatever sloppy Joe.
Yep.
So we could make those up. We can, forever. It's just you can make up whatever you want, like a moth's day. Do moths live longer than a day?
A
I
moth's
don't know.
day. I haven't slept in a moth's day.
There you go.
You
See?
say thing. Or two on the vine. Whatever sauces your vine. Or,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I made up one that I intentionally tried to screw with people with, which was I started saying, "That's so werewolves." I would stream, and I would say, "Okay, guys, we're gonna do a little experiment. We're gonna try to get people to say something really stupid." And it's like when something really dumb happens in a video game or something really bad happens, I'm gonna say that's werewolves.
That's so werewolves. Like,
Right. So people started saying it in my chats, and people started saying it like non-ironically. And then I revealed that, in fact, I was just trying to prove that maybe you shouldn't repeat everything that someone you hear on the internet says.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense.
in my chat, it's no Band-Aids. We say that a lot. No Band-Aids. It's like it's our version of like no Johns, no excuses. Like if you're struggling against a boss, it's like, well, no Band-Aids. So
I like that one, actually. That makes sense.
yeah, I mean, is a story behind that. Like there's an origin to no Band-Aids, but it's so loosely related to everything that happens on stream. Do you want to hear the story, or it's short?
Sure. I mean, that's what we're here for, KY.
Sure. I forget. I might have even said it on the podcast before. Have you heard this? The no Band-Aids thing?
I don't remember if I have or not.
So I teach at a preschool, as some people know, and the kids like to play doctor. So occasionally I'll be the patient. They'll have their like blocks and fake doctor toys and shit, and they'll be diagnosing me. They'll say things like that I have broken blood, or that my heart has turned to food coloring. I've heard both of those, like for real. These are 4 or 5 year olds making this stuff up.
Right.
And there's this one kid who he loves to give really painful shots. And then his like little motto thing, like the punchline of his painful doctoring is no Band-Aids. It's like his motto. Like he'll say, "Here comes a shot. It's gonna hurt a lot." And then he gives you the shot, and I'm like, "Ow, that hurt." And then he looks at me and says, "You want a Band-Aid?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "No Band-Aids," and throws them on the floor. And he thinks it's the funniest thing. He's just like, "No Band-Aids."
Oh, man. Kids are like small humans with less intelligence.
Absolutely. It's great. So I told the stream that, and people started to say it, and before you know it, no Band-Aids. That's a thing now. So
I think that phrase is pretty werewolves.
yeah, that's a pretty werewolves phrase. One might even say it's full moon.
No, Jesus. Here we go again.
Yeah, you never
Digging
go full
deeper.
moon. Yeah,
No, you never, ever.
don't go full cosm.
Whoa! What you talking about, KY? So, KY, you and I are here. It's been a month, and we're going to talk about some video games as well,
Yep.
and some goings on in the world of the video game.
Yep.
Which I think there's been quite a few things. I mean, a few topics that I'd like to touch on for just a moment.
Sure.
Some of the more controversial ones. There's 3 of them.
Yep.
And we'll knock these out real quick. Steam with their paid modding. They tried it. The internet hated it. They removed it. Any thoughts?
I'm torn on it. Because I can understand why people were pissed off because modding is a very traditionally free thing. A lot of people are worried that with modding not being free, the modding community will close itself off. The modding community will say like, "Oh, I'm not going to tell you how I did these things. That would be crazy. I might make money on this." And people also say, "Oh, it's very easy to steal someone's mod and then put it up on the workshop." I can kind of understand. I definitely understand the logic of the former, where they're afraid people would close off. But I also think that having paid mods, or like the ability to have paid mods, at least the really good ones, I think that mods stem from, or at least the modding community of a specific game stems from the tools that the developer creates for the community to use. I mean, people inevitably find ways to mod games, but if those tools are built in, then you can bet your ass there's way more mods. If there was some incentive like having paid mods, then I imagine a lot of games that wouldn't have mod support would suddenly have some really robust mod support, like actually put in by the developers. So I can see it going both ways. Like,
it just needs to be handled better. It wasn't handled well this first time around.
Yeah.
And you know that the mod creators were only getting 25% of the pay, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a little low, but at the same time, I mean, what else? I think in other situations, 25% is kind of par for the course, like in a lot of game design, publisher type things going on. I mean, because consider the parties involved. There's Bethesda, because it was just Skyrim, right? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So there's Bethesda, who created the entire game. Like, I mean, I understand that you could put years into modding something, but it still won't match the man hours put into making the actual game itself. So, I mean, I would argue that they should get at least, 30, 40%. Then there's Steam, who hosts these mods. Like, I mean, they talked about how, just because of the angry emails that they got from people and the man hours that they have to put into sifting through those emails, that they'd already wasted $1 million or something crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane.
And that's just email support. I can't even imagine like hosting. But then again, this is the part that I'm not too well educated on. So I mean, feel free to correct me in the comments if you guys want. But I feel 25% is a little low depending on what kind of effort was put into the mod. But at the same time, I don't think that like I don't think that like 25 to 50% to the mod creator is unbelievable for the industry. Like I think that a lot of people or a lot of gamers have a warped idea of finances in the gaming industry.
I don't think most of us know anything about how it works.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
when you see 25%, people are going to start rallying, but it's it's the money, but it's also the functionality of the things.
Yeah.
Like people were worried that you'd pay for a mod and then it wouldn't be compatible with other mods, and it would be a huge mess. Yeah.
I could see that. That's definitely worrisome. I know that I follow a lot of developers on Twitter, and it seems like most of the people who were against it were users who never made a mod. Most of the people who do make mods were for it, even the ones who didn't plan on making paid mods. And most of the developers I saw felt 25% was, like I said, about standard for that rule. So it's hard to say. I mean, like I said, I'm not an insider. Hardly any of us are insiders and could really say. And a lot of people like to think they are.
No. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's too complicated of an issue to really just put into, a few words, but it seems like the internet kind of pressured this change to be taken back. And again, starting with Skyrim might have been a bad idea because it's already an established game. Mm-hmm. It's already got a huge established mod database, and starting from there was probably not the smartest idea. However, maybe starting with a new game, a fresh approach, and some, maybe some good feedback from this, and I think things will start working out a little bit better. Yeah.
The only other thing I would say on it is I mentioned earlier that people worried that people would steal mods and then put them on for himself and make money. But I know I'm going to offend someone by saying this, but that's just being naive to think that that would be an issue. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would be an issue in that it would happen, but that stuff would get tracked right away. People would catch on to that like immediately. Like, how could that possibly slip by?
That's true.
Like, not only that, but needs to make some all right money before the mod creator even sees any of that. Like, by the time that even happens, people like multiple parties will have pointed out, oh, this was stolen from that. Surely it's very easy to prove. Like, if you uploaded a mod for other people to use, it would be extremely easy to prove that you were the owner of that mod or that you were the first person to up it. So how could that be a concern? Like, I see a million concerns with paid mods, but that is not one of them. Like, I don't know.
It's just one tick on the list. It's just an extra point that people were using.
Yeah.
And it added up, and people rallied, and they gave Skyrim a bunch of negative reviews. But your point is valid. I feel like it would be tracked and monitored, and something like that would be caught quickly.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Yeah.
Do you think that Valve did the right thing when they changed their mind?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, because there was so much feedback, and a lot of it was valid. Mods breaking other mods.
Yeah.
People downloading a mod and it being a piece of crap.
Yeah.
That basically was just no effort was put into it. There was one mod that, like, you would cast a spell and there would be like a small % chance that a pop-up ad would show up in your game to tell you to buy the mod. So that was the demo of it, and then you could buy it and you can remove the pop-up.
It's pretty sleazy. Like, I would want to have more faith that consumers would. I know the whole vote with your wallet thing bugs people, and I don't think it totally works. But I think that for the most part, the community would be able to steer the quality mods to the top. Like, they were the only ones that would really make any money. But the question is, how do you tell the difference in its early state, especially with a behemoth like Skyrim and having a whole market of mods to jump into? It's like you said earlier, Skyrim might not have been the best choice for that.
No, but that's okay, though. Lessons learned. And if it happens again, I have a feeling Valve is going to take all the feedback into consideration, and it's going to be more thought out, and it'll work better.
Uh-huh.
So we wait, we'll wait for that. But on to the next kind of thing. Speaking of mods, let's talk about, just briefly for a minute, there was controversy about people getting banned from Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC because they were using mods. As we've learned, Rockstar supports the use of single-player mods, but if you go online and you have a mod in your folder, then you might get banned because it doesn't discriminate, basically. The system doesn't discriminate. It's basically you're going to get banned because you might be a hacker that has a script in your folder.
It's hard to say because, I don't know a lot about the situation. I haven't read up on this one. So you said it doesn't discriminate. Pretty much it's just a system that sees whether or not there's a mod and bans that person just on the chance that they're using that mod to cheat.
Correct, because they're selling cash.
Yeah, I feel like
GTA
there should be some way around that, but what can they do? Like, what could they do differently?
Well, it's what we have to do differently. We have to not go online with any mods installed whatsoever.
Right, but so if you were on Rockstar's end, how would you approach that situation?
Well, the reason this has become such a big problem is because they're charging money for in-game cash. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't care too much about the modding situation because it would just be like most other games.
Yeah.
They could maybe, have a better infrastructure for their servers.
Like how so?
Well, there could be a way that a specific mod won't trigger the system to get you banned, whereas it will detect the scripts that are particularly malicious, give you a warning, tell you, look, we think that this is a device, you've been disconnected. And instead of banning permanently, just every time that thing is detected, just remove the person from the server, tell them that they have a mod installed and not to go online with it.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. I think the permanent ban is the stupid part of that. Yeah.
So it's not really a big issue in terms of if you don't go online, but if you do go online, be careful.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Maybe it comes back to what I was saying earlier about Steam or about Valve having to deal with the emails. Like, I guess having the current system of doing that is extremely automated, and they just can't afford to go through things on a case-by-case basis. Or that's not, or either they can't afford to go through things, or they can't afford to create a system that can discriminate without man hours, without human input. So I don't know, because like Grand Theft Auto 5 is a huge game. Could you imagine being on that team? Just how much effort they would need to go through to review who was banned by mods and have to review each situation. Meanwhile, people who do want to abuse the system would be trying to get around that too and be developing against you. I don't think
it's a mess.
Yeah, I don't think a permanent ban is the right thing. I feel like there's got to be a better solution to that, but I just can't think of it right now. Like, I have a feeling they implemented that because it's simple, it's automatic, and it saves them a lot of money, and everyone can still play the game as long as they don't mod online. But
yeah, it's going to be something that they need to look at a little bit further. Kind of like Steam, they're getting some flack and a lot of negative feedback about this. So
yeah,
hopefully they figure it out. But my advice again to everyone is just don't go on the multiplayer if you have any mods installed. Be careful, and hopefully they get this sorted and stop perma banning people.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. So have you listened to the new Blur album?
Yeah, you could say that.
It's good, isn't it?
I've listened to it many times, and I just saw them live, actually.
Oh, yeah, I saw pictures. How was that? I bet it was a really good show.
It was great. They did the whole album, sans one song, and then they did a few hits. They were amazing. The album is really good, and I am really, really excited.
What song did they not do?
Wait, why am I excited? I'm excited, but I don't know why.
Sorry.
What song did they not do? Ice Cream Man.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Here comes the ice cream man. Oh, so you like it?
Yeah, I think it's all right. It's not I think the best one on the album is Ghost Ship, or Ghost Ships, or I forget it's plural or not.
I like that one too. Ghost Ship is probably my second favorite.
Yeah.
First is either Lonesome Street or New World Towers.
Oh, Lonesome Street, so good. Oh my lord. But yeah, really good album. I've been liking it a lot.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you like it. I didn't know that you were listening to it. I'm really happy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I've been listening to that. I've been listening to new Sufjan Stevens album, which is like the most heartbreaking album because his mother passed away in 2012, and it's an extremely personal album about dealing with like her death and death in general, and reflecting on his life with her because she wasn't very present in his life. Like she left his family when he was like 4, and then came back like many years later, suddenly wanting to be like, a big part of his life. A lot of mixed feelings, and the album, it's a simple album, but it's extremely genuine, and it's very powerful. It's good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who's Sufjan?
Sufjan Stevens. It's spelled Sufjan. It's kind of folky, very soft, especially considering that his previous album was much more eclectic and crazy. And this one's a very soft album. Like, he's joked that it's an easy listening album, which is pretty funny when you hear it. But you should check it out sometime. It's good. It's a very good songwriting.
Then I'll recommend one more to you.
Sure.
Django has a new album out.
Oh yeah, I haven't listened to that yet.
You liked the first one, right?
I did.
You would love this one. You'd probably like this one even more, actually, because there's some really, really interesting drum stuff going on, and there's a lot of good melodies that aren't just like simple. There's a lot of stuff that kind of moves and evolves a little bit as the song goes on. Great album. I like the Blur album a little bit more, but I think it's really impressive.
I forget. Is that their sophomore release?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for some reason, I find usually the sophomore release is the true start for a lot of bands. Like when you consider like the Bends compared to Pablo Honey, or Ride the Lightning compared to Kill 'Em All, if we're talking different end of the
Sure.
spectrum, like or
Never
even
mind. It's
Lonerism.
Bleach.
Lonerism was fantastic. Yeah,
Hmm.
Nevermind. I always just feel that the sophomore release is better than the freshman release. Is that what you say? Freshman release?
Freshman release, yes, sure,
Yeah.
sure, why not? I mean, I feel like speaking of, I'm actually in the process of making my sophomore release.
Uh-huh.
We're recording it now, and we are done with the first three songs. Just have to mix and master them, and maybe add like one or two parts, and then we're gonna just keep going until we have 12 songs,
Oh, cool.
and it'll be my second full length album. But the first one was only 7 songs, so this one will be, 5 extra songs for the price of 7, I suppose.
So did you already have those 3 written, or do you have like a bunch and you're just trying to figure out which ones to record, or what?
We know which ones we want to record. Some of them are from the old days from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Some of them are from 2 years ago, and some of them are brand new. So we're just choosing the best of the best, and we're trying to find the songs that fit together to make the best possible album. And I
Yeah.
think it will be your thoughts about the second album, I think, for me, will work out.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
And I just released a song like 20 minutes before we started the podcast, by the way.
Oh shit. So
Just
Yeah.
not on the album, totally separate release, just something I recorded at home, over a week, just with my equipment. I bought a condenser mic for it. I have my guitar inputs and everything. And I think it came out pretty good. It's very Pink Floyd.
hmm
And it's on Bandcamp, vine.bandcamp.com. It's called Liana. And some, people were saying they liked it. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Good. That's awesome. So whenever this podcast comes out, will have been out for about a day or so. You guys got to check that out. Go look it up. You said it was Liana?
Liana, Lyanna.
Lyanna. There you go.
So there you go.
Should we do some listeners' mail?
Before we do, I wanted to bring up, we mentioned 2 of the topics. There's one final one,
Okay.
and it has to do with Konami.
Oh boy.
Did you play Silent Hills PT?
I did. I streamed PT. You can actually find the whole PT stream on YouTube. I was gonna say next time. You have not played it, right?
No.
I was gonna say next time I come down, I should bring my PS4 just so you could play this, since obviously it's not freely available anymore, because it is really good. Like, I've never actually been as genuinely unsettled and scared of a game compared to PT. PT is just, like, I'm talking other level.
How long is the demo?
It depends on how complete you want to get, because in order to experience everything, arguably everything it has to offer, I would say an hour. If you want to be a completionist and quote unquote complete the demo, because there is an ending to it if you know exactly what to do, but it's very cryptic, then that might take 3 hours. But it's pretty significant, especially when you see what they do with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd be willing to check it out, but now it's like, do I want to, because the game was canceled?
You do
I
want
wanna-
to. Just you would. I guarantee you've never had a horror experience like PT. Even if you don't think it's the best, or if you don't like it, or if you do like it, or anything, what I can guarantee you is that it will be unique. It will be something very much, like I said, I feel it's very next level, but maybe I can guarantee that it's at least a different level. It's a new level.
Okay.
So
All right,
you should,
fair enough.
even without, especially since I have a feeling it's very different than what Silent Hills would have turned out to be. Because it's a playable teaser, but I don't want to spoil too much. I'm just gonna say
Okay.
that it's very unique.
Now, are you upset by the cancellation of Silent Hills?
I can't even express how upset I am. Because Silent Hill, to me, is a series that has been stagnating a bit. Like, apparently some of the newer releases aren't as bad as people make it out to be. It's just that it's never reached the glory days that it was with Silent Hill 2 and 3. Like, even 4, a lot of people like, but, like, with Downpour and Homecoming and Shattered Memories and stuff, I hear Shattered Memories is pretty good. But,
I wouldn't know.
but yeah, but it never reached. It's never been the same. And have a feeling that whatever it was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro was gonna do was gonna interest me a lot. And I was excited for Silent Hill again. I'll put it that way. Like for once, I was excited for the next Silent Hill, and
that's so sad. Then
it breaks my greasy heart, as as Guillermo del Toro put it. It breaks my greasy heart.
And that's not the only problem with Konami at the moment. There's some trouble with the Kojima.
Yeah.
There's a chance that Kojima no longer works for Konami. I mean,
it's extremely likely.
I haven't been keeping up on the situation, but I've heard a rumor that I found interesting that made sense to me, which was that he wanted to do something radical and like really different for Metal Gear 5.
Yeah.
Maybe end the franchise.
Yeah, well, he's been wanting to end Metal Gear for like 4 games now. Like I remember when he said Metal Gear Solid 3 was the final game in the series. And then 4 was the final game in the series, but they actually worked into the plot. They said, this is the end. This is the end of Snake's story. This is the end of Metal Gear. They framed the whole game around that, tied up all the loose ends, which was, not good for the game, by the way, or not good for the plot. And, Metal Gear Solid 5, here we are. Isn't that weird? Peace Walker, I'm glad Peace Walker happened because it was a really great game. But he's been wanting to end it for a while. So of all the theories for why Kojima and Konami are no longer, butt buddies, that one is one that is one of the more likely ones. I mean, given we don't know jack shit, and there could be a million reasons, and maybe someday, 10 years from now, we'll hear about it.
Sure.
We'll hear why.
We'll find out that Kojima didn't like the way the break room was set up.
Yeah.
They didn't have brown M&Ms. He wanted brown M&Ms. Someone threw a shit fit. There is not enough parfait. Everyone wanted a specific thing. Kojima wanted something completely different. Like, we'll find that out and we'll be like, oh, well, screw Kojima. But until then, I'm rooting for him. Yeah. And I feel like he's probably been, that rumor sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
And it seems like maybe, let's face it, Konami is a company. They are a business, and you have this profitable franchise, Metal Gear Solid, and Kojima wants to tell the story the right way and possibly end it so he can move on to some other things. It makes sense that they would pull the plug on him and continue doing what they want to do, whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
As long as they keep Snake alive.
Well, I mean, you heard that Konami removed its listing from the stock market, right?
I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so some people speculate the company is in trouble or that's just changing its financial model, because what made it money besides Metal Gear?
What else was profitable for
there's
for Konami?
Castlevania, but there hasn't been like a really breakout Castlevania game in a while.
I mean, there was a few successful ones with Lord of Darkness or whatever that one was, but it wasn't like, when Castlevania was selling better than Metal Gear, which really hasn't been in a while, if you think about it. I mean, they were making some pretty solid DS games and stuff, but I haven't seen very much from in the way of Castlevania lately.
Yeah. I mean, Kojima said that if Metal Gear ever did continue without him, he would not consider it a real Metal Gear game. And I think a lot of diehard Metal Gear fans would be with him on that. They'd say, well, it's not really Metal Gear. It's not really canon.
Sure.
Actually, did you know it's... I don't know how well you know the Metal Gear history, but I know it pretty decently. Did you know that there has been an official Metal Gear game that Kojima did not do it, and because he didn't do it, he had to make his own?
Which one was that?
This was Metal Gear 2. Basically, Metal Gear, the original one for the MSX, was a success. And then right away, they decided to make Metal Gear 2. It was called Metal Gear 2 Snake's Revenge. They did this without Kojima. And originally, Metal Gear... this one I'm not 100% sure on, but I want to say that originally it was just going to be Metal Gear. He didn't have any plans for a sequel. But then he saw that they made that, or he knew that they made that, and he decided to make his own. So there's Metal Gear 2 Snake's Revenge, which is not made by Hideo Kojima, and then there's Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, which
oh my lord,
which was made by Kojima. So I wonder, like, if Konami did keep going with Metal Gear, would Kojima make a spiritual successor with his own Because let's face it, he's probably has tons of money. I would imagine he'd easily form his own little indie studio and make a quote unquote Metal Gear game. He could call it like
Ukulele Gear Solid.
yeah, Chrome Cog. I don't know.
Chrome Cog Floppy.
All right, so you do impressions. Let's hear a David Hayter.
Commander, there seems to be some kind of problem.
But Snake,
Chrome Cog Floppy.
Snake, this is a sneaking mission. You need to infiltrate Metal Gear base and Konami headquarters.
Inner Hell, my favorite place to infiltrate.
Senator Snake, would you like to save?
Oh my God! Get your greasy claws out of my face! I hear you in my soul.
You need to be just a little bit more lighthearted.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do this. I'm out. I can't do it. I lost it.
I don't know if I can do it with headphones on. It feels weird. I can't hear my own voice, but I could usually do an all right David Hayter. Give me something to say.
Say you've infiltrated Colonel. I've infiltrated Metal Gear Solid.
Colonel, I've infiltrated Metal Gear Solid.
Which makes no sense.
I've
that's
infiltrated. No, I can't do it with headphones on. It's funny how that changes everything. Not being able to hear your own voice.
That's why I spent an exorbitant amount of money on mic monitoring so I could hear what the hell I'm saying with my headphones on.
Yeah.
Why don't we do viewer mail now? Because I think we've procrastinated enough. I'm
sure.
Sad to say.
All right. This is a question for both Vinny and Mr. Adam. Do you, Mr. Adam, do you have a favorite unique gaming moment that only happened to you that will never be experienced by anyone else? That was from A Rare Beast. Does anything come to mind for you?
Yeah, there was a moment. I mean, Final Fantasy VII for the first time was a pretty big moment. But I remember my cousin and I were playing this crappy Star Wars game called Jedi Power Battles. Right?
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Sounds werewolves.
Hear me out. It was a bit, but it was no bandages when you really got into it.
No Band-Aids, son.
No, mine, it sounds more grown up, Mr. Adam. So, so really what happened was the stupid game, we played it for hours and hours and hours, and we were playing it like for the past few days because we just wanted to get through the game and collect all the stuff and unlock some shit. And the controls weren't great, but it was a fairly decent game. It was fun, and, it made you feel like a Jedi, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
So I remember one particular evening, we heard something outside my house, like yelling, or like a car or something like pulled up and skidded, and it seemed like there was a problem, and I was prepared like a Jedi. Like I felt like a Jedi, and like I felt like I could handle whatever situation was happening. So I investigated the situation, I took a look, and I realized I'm not a Jedi.
Oh no.
And it wasn't anything major, but that was the first time I think a game made me feel different as a person. And it was such a crappy game that did it too, but I guess we played so much of it that it made me feel like that. So if that answers your question, that's just something that comes to mind immediately.
The only unique one that comes to mind for me is a short one. That was the magic flying truck in Grand Theft Auto 5. When I streamed Grand Theft Auto 5, I was driving along. I think I was actually talking about Metal Gear when it happened, just shooting the shit with the stream. And I'm driving, and I see this car like do a wheelie. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And like I turned the camera. It wasn't just doing a wheelie; it was taking off, like literally taking off into the sky. And I go, what the hell? In exactly that voice. And I turned around and I chase it. And you can actually find this on YouTube. Since I recorded it, I think it's just called like GTA 5 Flying Truck or something. Look it up on Live by FOMA 1, my YouTube channel. But yeah, I think that was pretty unique. That's not going to happen to a lot of people.
Cool.
AllX360 writes, hey Vinny and KY, I want to know your opinions on this amiibo craze. Do you think they will end up like Beanie Babies?
They could.
I don't think they'll reach Beanie Babies because they're pretty much Skylanders, just Nintendo themed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they need, they have functionality.
Yeah.
And they work with games. Beanie Babies are basically useless.
They're useless, but they're marketed to anyone, whereas amiibos clearly only appeal to Nintendo fans.
Which I think will eventually turn into the amiibos becoming a little bit less desirable over,
Yeah.
in time. And I feel like as Nintendo keeps saying they're going to replenish the stocks and increase production. And
They
as
came
long as,
out.
again, they have good functionality with the games they're compatible with, I think
Hmm.
that it won't reach Beanie Baby status.
Yeah. I heard that you could use the Marth amiibo to skip battles in Codename Steam, to skip the enemy turns.
The fuck, really?
No, no, I made that up.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine, oh my God, that would be wolves.
Yeah,
Wolves.
that would be full moon. Hey guys, if you two could pair up and make your own video game, what would you make? Says Hamish. Uh, if remember, we'd have to work together, so it would have to be a roguelike, because that's the me coming in. For you,
I love roguelikes.
okay, good. What else you like? What's your favorite genre of game? Would you say?
Spelunky, does that count as a genre?
Yeah, yeah. Spelunky is pretty much the perfect game.
I just played it last night. I would say a side scroller,
We'll make a roguelike side scroller. Okay.
Zelda 2 style,
All right.
where tight controls,
Yep.
good combat, good 2D side scrolling combat, and yet the enemies are corruption themed.
Okay. I was
And the
about to
world,
be.
it breaks the fourth wall, I think. That would be cool.
It kind of sounds like Axiom Verge. There's a lot of corruption in Axiom Verge. But
But like glitches, I'm talking mainly like glitches. Like
Yeah, yeah.
the game simulates glitches and
no,
breaks the fourth wall.
that's
and
what
shit
I'm
like that.
talking about. In Axiom Verge, that happens. Like you use
Oh,
a
that's
glitch
cool.
gun, and like you use it to rearrange tiles that are all glitched out in the map into usable like platforms and paths. And when you glitch out enemies, something about them changes. Like there's an enemy that drops fire, but when you glitch him out using your glitch gun, the fire turns into solid stuff. So instead of leaving a trail of fire, it leaves a solid bridge or a platform. Really cool.
God damn, I wish I
Yeah.
could play this game.
It comes out really soon on PC. I think May 21st. I thought it
Oh,
was going to be a lot longer, but
that's awesome. Okay.
yeah, you're going to like it. Do you guys read? TJ asked, do you guys read, have any interest in any manga series?
I don't. Sorry.
Yep, me neither. This is a question for both of you. I feel that a lot of potentially good streamers may end up giving up on streaming because they put so much effort into it that tend not get very many viewers. When you two started, what inspired and encouraged you to keep going despite this? Was it just the fun of the games or something completely different? Thanks for all the content that Vinesauce produces. Dis is, I don't know, the viewer name. DYS. I mean, streaming's fun. It doesn't matter how many viewers I have. I have a good time doing it. That's all there is to it. And sometimes I get bummed out, like, oh, I don't like. There's not a lot of people here compared to this other night when I had like 10 times as many people. But then I remember these people are here to watch me, and it would be really shitty to them if I treated them less and gave them less because there's less of them.
I like that. I like the way you think.
Thank you.
You can't just let people like have a not as good stream because you're not feeling it or because you're, upset that people aren't there in the numbers you want. I think that's a really, really good philosophy. And that was me, at the start.
Yeah,
Because
when you stream the
yeah.
shit out of Chrono Trigger to like 5 people, and those 5 people said, "Hey, whoa, he's streaming to us like we are a lot more than just 5 people."
I think that's what kept me going is, yeah, I mean, even the feedback from those 5 people and then eventually, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, it was valuable and it made me feel like, people were enjoying themselves and I was enjoying myself because I love video games. I mean, when I was younger, I would stream to my cousins or I would stream to my friends. Like, sometimes my friend would come over and be like, what are we doing tonight? It's like, well, we're going to just play video games.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean play video games like together? No. One of us will play and the other one will watch. Okay. And it was like there was never a problem with that because we liked games so much. It would be fun to watch and kind of get the story of the game. So
Yeah.
even when I was quote unquote streaming on the same couch to one person, I still enjoyed it. And I think no matter what, you have to enjoy it. You have to put everything into it. But also, you have to really cut the bullshit and try to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, don't try to become something you're not to impress people. Instead, be the best you can as you are and have fun with it. And and really get into it. And also, I would say, for me, just on a side note, I always had drive and motivation, whether it be to record music or to get popular with music or to get popular with streaming. I like when people enjoy what I do. Let's face it, it's a human desire, it's an instinct, it's something I have, and it paid off with streaming. And people watch me and they tell me they enjoy the streams, and it makes me a happier person. So I put work into it, and to this day, even if I get like 800 people, that's still a fucking crazy lot amount. That's not English. That's still a crazy large amount, but that's less than I usually get sometimes. But I still put everything I can into the stream, and I don't think that will ever change.
Very good answer.
Sorry, I rant a bit.
It's fine. A viewer named Ethan, a longtime viewer, going for
Hi,
3
Ethan.
years now. Hi. Writes in, basically just apologizing because you did a game called Paka Plus, which was the alpaca game. So you made the stream downloadable. He downloaded it and sat on his hard disk, and then he made a video on it, and now it's up to 183,000 views, and it's the first result when you search Vine Sauce Alpaca. So he just wanted to say, I'm sorry for all the memes and such that has presumably spawned. Can you ever forgive meme?
You're an asshole, Ethan.
Yep.
I forgive you. I forgive you. The video, I've seen it. It's good. You did a good job.
Let's see. This one is from Bea, or B-E-A. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But Vinny, what's your favorite memory or experience you've had because of your position as streamer and pizza connoisseur?
My favorite memory, I don't know. I mean, I'd say there's so many good ones all the time.
I would lean on the pizza connoisseur part because we get asked this question a lot. But
I'll tell you what, man. I had a pizza from Danino's. I took you there once, right?
At least like 3 or 4 times at this point, to be honest.
That place is one of the best pizza places ever. And me and Mike got done recording, and this was Wednesday, and I just did some vocal stuff. I was feeling really good, so we got a garbage pie.
What's
Let
that?
me explain what this is. Oh man, it is sausage, pepperoni, meatballs, onions, and mushrooms.
That's
And
awesome.
I had the 4 slices. I had my entire half, and it was the best day ever. Because it was a reward, for doing some hard work. That is like a great pizza story for me, because I enjoy that. But, I remember me and KY, we explored a little bit. We got various types of pizzas.
Uh-huh.
Whenever KY's in New York, I like to take him to a pizza place, and we check out some different New York pizza.
We rub tomato sauce all over each other's bellies and go full werewolf.
Do you have any places that you remember that you liked aside from Danino's?
I liked that first place we went to that had the salami on the pizza.
Oh, Keste.
They were great. That was really good pizza.
Just the 4 slices, though, right?
Yeah.
They're like really small, but they're really good.
That was really good. Otherwise, not really. I
Okay.
mean, Danino's. I'll always remember Danino's. It's great.
Well, next time you're here, we'll go there again.
Yeah. Do you realize what you just said, that you just said that your best pizza experience ever just happened on Wednesday? Isn't that awesome? You're fresh off the cuff there, or off the heels of the best pizza experience you've ever had in your life. How does that feel?
I don't know if it was now that you say that, but let's just say it's up there in the top 5.
All right. For KY, also from Bia. Have you played? What's your opinion on Danganronpa game series? It's interesting art style, strategy, and logic-based gameplay, entertainingly diverse cast, etc., etc. I hope your voice feels better soon. Thank you so much. My voice is all better. I've never played Danganronpa. Haven't been too interested in trying it, but from what I've heard, it sounds kind of like 999, which I really, really liked a lot, so I'll look into it someday. Feathers Ruffled asked, during the other day, watching one of your Darkest Dungeon streams, you mentioned you played World of Warcraft back in the day. You said you came back and forth to it constantly, and in the end decided MMOs aren't your cup of tea. Would you ever do an MMO stream, like a free, like kind of like Shovelware Showcase, where you do a couple of shitty free-to-play MMOs for a short time?
I've gotten that question before, and I think The only reason I wouldn't do it is because MMOs traditionally take a little bit more work to set up,
Uh-huh.
and the downloads tend to be pretty big sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would say. So, just for the sake of my hard drive space and for the sake of my time, I am not considering that. But never say never. There's always a chance. I mean, maybe one day we can find one of the worst MMOs that actually functional. We can all play it together. So who knows? It could be. But yeah, I'm not a big MMO guy. So
Yeah, they said there's a lot of bad and weird ones out there, so that would fit perfectly for your stream. We'll have to keep an
okay.
eye out because you never know. You never know what we'll find. All right, and that's it for listeners' mail. Have you been playing any games lately besides the ones you're streaming?
Yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of GTA 5 single player.
Uh huh. Was
I've
it
been enjoying that.
was it the first time you played GTA 5 single player?
No.
Oh, okay. I
No, I
liked
just didn't get very far in the 360 version.
I liked Grand Theft Auto 5 single player a lot. I think they did a great job. I mean, it gave me a lot of nostalgia for San Andreas, which is weird. It means they succeeded because it was a huge step up, but they also made me feel nostalgic, even though it's a totally revamped San Andreas. So they did a good job with that. Anything else? Or is there
Um,
anything else you want to say about GTA?
I mean, it's just a great game. The first person mode's great. All the little improvements really are noticeable in the PC version, and it's a lot of fun. And I'll pop that on whenever I can, and I'll just have, just go through a mission or two, or just wander around a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, I've been playing still a bit of Rust here and there, not too much.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of lost a little bit of interest for a few reasons, but also I lost time to play it. And I would also say I've been playing a game called Agario.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
that
I know that one.
the blob split game.
Yeah, I like to think of them as virus cells or something.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
cells, but you actually can go into viruses.
what do you usually? What's your go-to name? Do you have any go-tos?
Vine sauce.
Really?
It's now a thing. It shows up as a picture.
So I never, I didn't read the instructions, or maybe they added these instructions in later. But did you know that you could manually split or boost the speed of your cells?
What do you mean? With
Like if your cell is big enough, or your blob or whatever, you can hit space and it will split it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then if you hit
Yeah, no,
W,
that's
you
a
can
huge
leave a little bit behind in order to get a boost.
yeah, and that's a huge part of the game.
Yeah, I played for like days, not realizing you could do that. And
Oh my
occasionally I
god.
would get swallowed by like a big one that suddenly did something like that. And I would chalk it up to just like lost packets and then suddenly catching up like what happens in Mario Kart with teleporting or something. So I would chalk it up to that, and then I realized and it just changed everything. I usually either go by Mega Cancer or or cats. Because
Just cats.
cats, just cats. But Mega Cancer is good. I've had some
Okay.
success with Mega Cancer. I got at least to number 5. I did get the leaderboard once with Mega Cancer.
Well, there's a number of deep strategies. Like, so okay, I streamed it, and now Vine Sauce has its own little picture, which is cool. But um, the updates, like you can tell the guy is constantly making updates. It's on green light right now. But the cool thing is, yeah, between the splitting and trying to know when to split and when not to split, that's
Hmm.
really important. But when you're a huge like cell, you actually have you have a defense mechanism in the form of you can press W to shoot little pieces of the cell off
Hmm.
into a virus. Then the virus will shoot another virus out, and you can use that to screw over like whoever's in like third, fourth, second place.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like the amount of strategy in such a dumb game like that, it's shocking. And it's like I have this insane graphics card, and most of my time is spent playing a game where I'm a blob absorbing other blobs in 2D. So who knows? But yeah, I've been playing that. Those 3 games mainly, and of course Smash with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get Mewtwo?
Yeah.
How is Mewtwo? Does he just feel like Melee Mewtwo?
No, he's a little different from what I remember, but he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's not the best character, but he's fun. He's got some cool moves. I don't remember Mewtwo's old moves, but I choose Mewtwo every now and then just to mix it up. So it's nice to have a new character.
Cool. Um,
How about you? What have you been playing?
I've been playing. Well, I just finished Bloodborne, which was something that I was doing on stream, but that's like the big notable one, which was great. I loved it. I think that it's at least tied with Dark Souls, if not better than Dark Souls, which probably I think I'm in the minority, thinking it might be better than Dark Souls. Most people don't think that,
Wow.
but I really liked Bloodborne a lot. I like its atmosphere better. I like its setting better. I really like the lore better. I feel the lore is a lot better than Dark Souls lore. Like Dark Souls approached this lore very nicely with the way it arranged the items in the game and the item descriptions, but at the end there just wasn't too much to it. It was figuring out that made it so cool. Whereas I think it's the opposite I think it's different with Bloodborne, where it still has that same kind of really smart item placement and item descriptions and lore that Dark Souls had, but a lot more in depth. I feel like there's a much more of a history to the world.
It
And
feels more lived in, you mean? Yeah.
yeah, and maybe the only thing I didn't like as much was the world design wasn't quite as good as it was in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, everything fit together really nicely. And I think in Bloodborne they did a good job, but it's not quite there. I think the level design's good, but the world design isn't isn't as good. Still really good though. Better than Dark Souls 2. So yeah, I love Bloodborne. Really, really cool. And if you ever get a PS4, I would recommend it because a lot of people who didn't like Dark Souls are liking Bloodborne.
Okay.
So
That's good to
and
know. So
yeah,
would you say it's a little more user friendly or like a little more newbie friendly?
I'd say it gives you a bit more power. It makes you feel confident sooner than Dark Souls makes you feel confident. In Dark Souls, a lot of the atmosphere was in proceeding slowly because you were scared and things could kill you really fast if you didn't. And things can
Hmm.
still kill you fast in Bloodborne, but it has a nice way of rewarding aggression and making you feel confident and feel like, fuck yeah, I can conquer these fuckers a lot quicker than Dark Souls did. It's also more forgiving, I feel. I don't think it's as hard as Dark Souls was. And you can heal a lot more. There's a lot more healing, which is good and bad. I prefer the healing in Dark Souls, but that was one of the minor problems I had with Bloodborne was the healing system. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, a lot of people like it. And I think the theme is better, might match your tastes more too, because it eventually gets into more Lovecraftian side of things,
Oh yeah,
which
that's
yeah,
my shit.
that's my shit. That's werewolves. But no,
Fucking hell, now you're doing it.
well, no, in this case, it's actually relevant because in Bloodborne, the pretty much the first third of the game is werewolves. Like it
Oh my
feels
god.
that's the main that's the main theme is you are like a werewolf type hunter fighting things that are transforming into werewolves or werewolf like things. It's not until the second half of the game that it really branches out into more Lovecraftian horrors. It goes more into like crazy tentacle monsters and like elder god eldritch alien
Right.
type beings and like summoning those beings and those beings effect on the world and seeing things that aren't there or
I, I
that
just
weren't normally apparent.
I
So
just want to point out the one time that I call you out on saying werewolves is the one time that you were 100% literal about
yeah,
it.
I was being totally. I saw it as very apt word for this situation. So
Finally, there's finally a use for it.
yeah,
But and
Bloodborne
also
is werewolves. At least the first
it
half is.
sounds great, honestly. I mean that's right up my alley. I love cool monster designs. I love this spooky like creepy like Lovecraftian atmosphere
Yeah,
and it sounds like that game nails it from
it
what you're
does.
saying.
I think it nails it. And the only other thing I would say about it is the bosses. I feel the bosses in Bloodborne were the best in the series. Like that's one thing that I can say confidently, just because I felt they were the most fun to fight. I felt they were varied enough, and they were all memorable. Every single one. Dark Souls 2 was very bloaty. It had a million bosses, of which I remember maybe a third of them really well. Dark Souls 1 did a really good job, but I don't know. I liked the bosses in Bloodborne. I was really blown away by those. The only other thing I've been playing, I was playing Captain Forever Remix for a while, which I told you about.
Yeah.
Uh, which I still think you should check out because I think you'd like it a lot. But you destroy enemies, And as you're destroying them, enemy ships, you're flying around in space. As you destroy enemy ships, whatever you didn't actually fully destroy, you could drag onto your own ship to build up your ship, basically.
Yeah. It
So
looks cool. I like the mechanic.
it's good. It's really good. It's because you find yourself like scrapping like whatever kind of janky ship design you can get away with at first, unless you just so happen to get everything to be totally symmetrical and right. But it's very very fun and just very satisfying to build your ship and rebuild your ship, and it's good. It's really good. But
Cool. I will definitely. I have it installed. I just played Spelunky last night for the first time in like over a year, and
yeah.
I got my ass handed to me a little bit, of course. But that being said, like I have no problem branching out and giving that a shot. So I might do that sometime soon.
Yeah. Other than that, I haven't been playing too much. I've been learning Unity, just to dick around. I don't plan on making the next indie hit or whatever. I just wanted to make stuff, and I'm actually getting pretty good at it, which is good because I've tried it before and didn't get far just because I was too busy. I've done Game Maker before, which I was decent at, but right now I actually feel confident I can actually program some basic games from scratch, which is awesome. Like I made a Joust clone, which is really good because Joust was such a good game. Just being able to create stuff like that, and that's awesome. And
Cool.
It's been a lot of fun. So I'm still doing that and doing tutorials and experimenting with what I've learned in those tutorials to see what I can actually do and to stretch my chops, I guess. I don't know.
So you're not making Orgasmo the game. You're
Not
not
yet.
making like Stick Shift Perversion Simulator 3 or whatever.
Not yet. No, not. Well, I mean, that one's a tabletop, but or actually
Fair
you play
enough.
that one in the car. It's a game board with a hole in the middle, and you stick the stick shift through the hole so that the stick shift is sticking up, or not the stick shift, the gear change.
Right.
And so you play it while driving, and depending on what gear you're shifting into, it points to different parts of the board. You haven't played this?
Yeah, I like how you see the thing is you have to drive around,
Yeah.
and that way you can actually change the way your compass is pointing in the game so you
Yeah.
can make progress. So the thing about this game that's fun is every now and then you crash into a telephone pole. But don't worry about that because at least you'll get your points on your board game, so it's worth it.
Yeah. So that's a tabletop. I could make the online version, but I have a feeling it won't be as good.
No, it never could be.
No. So let's do a segment, shall we?
Yeah.
Do you
Do
want
you
to
want
go?
to combine the two?
You mean like alternate?
Yeah.
Sure. We could go
Let's do that.
ass to ass, as they say.
Yeah. STS.
Ass to ass.
Let's go STS.
No, do you know? Did you know I was just referencing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like the part of that movie I remember the most vividly.
Of course, that's what we all do.
Ass to ass. That guy.
It's the most disturbing part of the movie in some ways, but it's just so funny the way he says it. So
The book
yeah.
is good too. It was a book. I don't know if you knew that, but the book is good, and somehow it's more depressing than the movie. We're talking about Requiem for a Dream for those listening.
Requiem. Doesn't seem. I don't know how that could happen, but I'll
Well,
take your
like,
word for it.
It goes more in detail. Like it's describing the mother's experience in the hospital and how she's like strapped into this chair for days, and like it describes her like pissing herself and like trying to call out for help and being unable to because the shock treatment's like fucked up her throat or some shit. It's pretty intense.
Jesus.
It's more
With
depressing. The movie's more intense. The book is more depressing. So,
And now we lead directly into our next segment.
flawless
Guess the game.
segue. Yeah, guess the game. So
Whatever.
or guess the plot, or
Who cares?
tell me
And
about
then,
video games.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then after this, I'm gonna do guess the Pokemon. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be. You'll see, guys. Don't worry. Hold on tight because we got this under control.
Okay, so I'm gonna say a game and ask Vinny to tell me about it. It's gonna be a game that Vinny has never played before, and he's gonna tell me everything that happens in the game as if he knows it for a fact, as if he created the game.
Yeah.
So Vinny, tell me what happened in Dark Souls. Like, tell me about the lore. I hear this game's got a rich lore. What can you tell me about the lore of Dark Souls?
Okay. Well, you see what happens in Dark Souls is, and I have played a little bit of Dark Souls, but I did not pay attention to the story. But what I mean is, I know the story better than anyone.
And what happened in it?
Well, you start out in the land of the living, and you are a lost soul of your own creation, and you can you've sinned. And I think an elder dragon tells you need to go to the land of the dead. So you end up in Smuggler's Paradise is the name of it, I think. Yeah, that's the name. It's in the land of the dead. It's the first area. That's where you meet Bart, the guy with the big helmet. It's great. And basically your quest as the diviner, the diviner's quest is to restore life to himself and to the realm, and you go through the lands of the dead. You get killed by skeletons 10,000 times, and then you figure out how to kill the skeletons. And what a surprise! You were using the wrong weapon the whole time.
Surprise!
Then you keep going through. You get frustrated. You get high blood pressure, but throughout this whole time, you're learning more about the world and its denizens, and the fact that they're in some kind of like between heaven and hell type place, and you have to kill the Bubabi, and once you kill the Bubabi, you can return back to the living, and you live happily ever after with your wife and dog Matthias.
Good, yeah, nailed it. Awesome. Yeah, perfect. I would say I don't know the lore as well as some people, but I know a pretty good amount about it, and enough to say that you got about a 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
Yep.
I got the Bubati right, though, right?
The Bubati. Yep. That's the name. That's the boss.
Okay.
Do you want another one?
No. I'm going to give you some Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So I've done this with Mike on stream, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give KY the name of... Because we don't know the Pokemon that well.
He knows it better than I do, at least. I've only played Red, really.
So I've only played Red and X, so I know only a little bit more. But regardless, I'm going to ask KY what the Pokemon looks like and its types. You know, or like grass, normal, steel, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And just based on the name, can you tell me what Darmanitan looks like?
Darmanitan?
Darmanitan.
Well, I can tell you for sure that Darmanitan is a dark type. Because Dar is the dumbest prefix for a word I've ever heard. Darmanitan. And it looks like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, because it's a man, a tin, except it's dark. Dark man. Dark. It's a dark man of tin. It's the Tin Man, but with more stripes and wings, because there's also part flying. Okay, so it's a man of tin, dark type. Looks like a Tin Man, but I guess it has to be more like a monkey or an ape, because you can't have humanoid Pokemon. That doesn't work. So, yeah, it's a dark Tin Man monkey with wings.
Well, you're not even close, really, except for the monkey part.
Oh, good. Sweet. I totally...
It's red. It's a fire Pokemon.
What the fuck?
It's fire and maybe psychic as well. It says psychic over here.
What part of its name suggests fire?
I don't know.
Dharma.
Here, take a look at it.
Manitin. Here, yeah, send me a picture. Yeah, see this thing. See how far off I was?
You got the monkey part almost right. It's like a circular...
Oh, Darmanitan. I think it should be pronounced Darmanitan. Maybe.
Oh. Yeah, I think you're right. Like an orangutan?
Yeah, Darmanitan.
I thought it was Darmanitan.
That would be my guess, at least. Darmanitan.
So you're right. You have to be right, definitely, because it looks like an orangutan, kind of.
Right, Darmanitan.
I like Dark Man O'Tin.
Dark Manitin.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, give me one more.
I'll give you another, because I've got 6, so okay. I'll do 2 for every one of the other ones you do.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. Conkeldurr.
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 Conkeldurr is kind of the joke Pokemon, like a Rattata, but it's Conkeldurr. And like if you heard it in the anime, it would go durr, durr.
Oh.
That's the sound it makes. It has multiple tails like Conker. Conkeldurr is just a normal type because what the fuck else could a Conkeldurr, is that it?
Right. That's it. Yeah.
Conkeldurr. I'm guessing it has 6 legs. Big round eyes. Like a big part of its head is its eyes. Like I'd say at least 80%. With a stupid mouth. I can't be more descriptive than that. It's just a stupid mouth. Like when you look at it, someone's like, "What a stupid mouth." And bug antenna. So 6 legs, bug antenna. Maybe it's a bug type. Conkeldurr.
And
it's green.
No.
Fuck.
You got none of that right except maybe stupid mouth.
Conkeldurr. How do you spell this shit? I gotta look this up now. Here, link me.
Here, I'll paste it. I'll describe to the listeners. It is a muscular Pokemon. It's fighting. It's carrying 2 like pillars of stone. It's really strong. It's brown and it's got a big red clown nose and it looks angry.
Yeah, I didn't get any part of that right. Not a single shred of that was correct.
It's such a weird.
Even the mouth doesn't look stupid. It's a normal mouth. Fuck. Yeah, I think it's so weird because its body, the pink parts on its body, like if you photoshopped its arms out and just looked at the central pillar that is its torso and look at the pink parts on the brown background, it looks like a veiny cock.
It does.
Do you see it?
It does. Yes, I see it.
Like those are totally veins, especially the ones on the hip, as hips. Those are totally just veins.
I don't like that.
That's weird.
It really now it does look like a. Oh my god.
That is so weird.
Also, I figured out.
And the tip on its head is like a condom tip.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so what's Conkeldurr? What's the etymology in that name?
Okay, well, I just figured it out. So the previous one is Girder, Gurdurr. It carries an I-beam, a steel I-beam, which if you look up steel girder, Girder, is another way to say I-beam. So it carries an I-beam. Conkeldurr, I would imagine, is like conquer, and then the dur is like a girder. It's so stupid, but it kind of makes sense.
Like conquer isn't conquering the...
Maybe.
It also came from timber, where it's carrying just a fucking 2x4.
I mean, what generation is this? What generation?
This is... I don't know. I don't know how to navigate fucking Pokepedia or
Neither do I.
I'm looking... looking all over and I can't find the
5
generation.
and 6.
There you go. 5 and 6.
So whatever, I think 5 and 6
yeah,
is when they
it started
to run
in
out
black,
of ideas.
and black and white. Conkeldurr. Wow. All right, so I'll give you a choice because I have 4 more games, and I'll let you choose between 2 for both of the next 2 rounds. Okay. So your choice this time, you need to either tell me about Bastion. Have you played Bastion?
No. Well,
okay.
Yeah, I played again an hour of it.
Okay. Or you can tell me about Catherine. I know neither is good.
I'll try Catherine because I got semi experience in Bastion.
Okay, yeah. Tell me what happens in the plot of Catherine? It looks like a weeaboo game. Tell me about it.
In Catherine, you are in the mind of a demonic witch teenager who you have to solve puzzles. And you have to go through and unlock the secrets of her mind, which is been screwed up because she got depressed in high school and she took a lot of drugs, and you have to unfuck her mind as a character named Vincent.
You are right about that. Yay.
That I know, but I don't know anything else. I mean, I know everything else, and after that, you have to go through the Bupati. No. You have to in Catherine you have to, it's all a mental thing. It takes place in one's mind, and then by the end of it she's better for the experience and she figures out how to form real meaningful relationships with human beings.
Okay. Interesting. Is that it? Anything else to add to that?
I that's all of it.
Uh, okay. So I would say you got a 4 that time. It was slightly better because you're right about the whole mind puzzle thing. It takes place in the mind, is not a literal place as far as I know, even though it can kill people. Um, and when you said you have to unfuck her mind, you were totally wrong about that. You actually have to fuck her because it's a succubus. It's a succubus that is basically haunting Vincent, causing him to go to this crazy nightmare world and sending him and his current relationship into chaos. She shows up into his life. She starts to seduce him, and he presumably fucks the hell out of her and does block puzzles.
Conkled her.
Yeah, and conkled her. And I'm not going to explain how it ends because spoilers are shitty. But
Yeah.
just so you have a rough background. Some ideas
So
there.
I got a little bit of it right.
A little bit.
But
yeah.
I was still off to the point where it's completely different character and I got the characters wrong. But fine.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Catherine.
good.
It might be better than the actual game's plot in the end.
Right. Yeah. All right. So why don't we give you a few more Pokemon?
Okay.
Licky.
Well, I mean, obviously it's got a big ass tongue because you can't name a Pokemon Licky without either having a big ass tongue or a whole bunch of tongues. I mean, I assume, okay, so this is the mini evolution or the de-evolution, whatever you call it, of Lickitung. It's called Licky. And whereas Lickitung is like that big guy with a giant tongue, Licky is just a tongue. It is a tongue. It is a tongue with eyes and a mouth on it. Even though it's a tongue, it has a mouth on its surface with another tongue coming out of the mouth. So imagine this. It's a tongue, I'd say about 3 feet tall, stands, on 2 legs and has 2 little arms coming out of the tongue, eyes just like normal, and then a mouth in the middle with another little tongue coming out of that. And it is it's a normal type because I'm boring and I can't think of any type that would apply to that. But what type was Lickitung? I don't remember.
I think normal, but you actually got that right. Normal.
Oh, I thought you meant I got the Pokemon right, and I was about to
No.
lose my mind. I was about to go werewolves. So so what's Licky? Is that what was it called?
It evolves from Lickitung. Licky is the name of it. It's normal.
Oh.
It's pink. It's got a big ass tongue. It's not a tongue. It's not like solely a tongue.
Okay.
And
me.
it's it's really weird. It's got a cream puff head. Like its head is like an ice cream. It's weird.
Licky. Oh, I like mine better.
Yeah, yours is better, but this is also equally as weird. And it's got, the volume icon on a Mac. When you press it it's got that in yellow on its stomach.
It totally does. Oh my god. What a stupid fucking looking Pokemon. I almost see the tongue as a nose. Do you see that? Like it almost looks like a Psyduck. A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, sure.
Just a little bit.
Well, I have another one for you.
All right.
If you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
Obama Snow.
Obama Snow is so Obama Snow is black, about 40, mid 40s, graying hair. No, but seriously, so Obama Snow. I know Obama Snow.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So, so Obama Snow is obviously it's like the Abominable Snowman, plain and simple. It's an ice type, or cold type, or whatever. I guess it's ice. Cold is not a type. So that's it. Like what the fuck else could it be? Obama Snow, and it shoots snow out of its hands like beams, like ice beams. It's just your very archetypal abominable snowman creature. That's all it is. It has a blue belly, blue nips.
You're actually really close.
Really?
It's not completely blue, but yeah, it's like that. Its nips are actually kind of furry. Like its breasts are like weird, like fur things. It's got like a teal tint to it, but it's white, and it looks angry, and it's grass and ice type. Obama Snow is exactly Abominable Snowman shortened. So you did well there. I wanted to throw you like a semi
Yeah.
obvious one, you know.
Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
That is teal, which is interesting because you usually think blue, and it says grass/ice, so I guess that would make sense. Huh.
So there you go.
It even shows Mega Obama Snow. I just imagine Obama in like snow gear.
Well, you see, Mitch, it's cold this winter, and got to put on the snow gear.
You think we could
Lower
get
the
through
tax.
this snow? Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
All right. I'm ready for your next game.
All right, you have a choice. Ghost Trick or Bioshock? Have you played Bioshock?
I have played BioShock
Oh, okay.
in
So,
full, but Ghost Trick I've never played.
do you want to do Ghost Trick?
I don't even know. I know everything about Ghost Trick.
Okay. Well, tell me what happened in Ghost Trick. I hear it's a good plot. Or maybe
Okay.
tell me about the gameplay a little too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ghost Trick it's a third person puzzle game where you walk around and you solve the puzzles involving directly related to various spirits. You are a ghost who has tricked people in your life, and you're now atoning for your sins. And the story goes that Miguel Hernandez, top ghost hunter extraordinaire, is investigating why so many people are getting tricked on a day-to-day basis. Nothing major. They're just like little tricks, like their keys are missing, you know, their taxes aren't being filled out in time, or like, you know, the garbage is being knocked over, the cat's getting freaked out. Just little tricks.
Okay.
And you find out Miguel Hernandez established domino over the ghost, and you have to redeem yourself, and you go through a series of various ghost related worlds, such as Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good Land, and then you also go through like hell and the 7 pillars of hell, and then you return as a human again, and you find out that you had a long lost love named Mindy.
You sure you didn't mean to say Missile?
Missile.
Tell me about who is Missile? Because Missile, I hear, is a pretty popular character in Ghost Trick. Can you tell me about Missile a little bit?
Yeah, Missile is a black guy with tattoos who's got like a really like bullet style haircut. Like his
Okay.
hair looks like a bullet, and he's got sunglasses, and he's a fan favorite because he's no nonsense. He's like, you know, he's the weapons dealer. He's got like hammers and stuff, and he's cool as shit, and
Yeah.
he's a little bit urban, but don't worry about that because he's got a heart of gold.
Oh, well, of course. All right. You actually started really good when you were saying you are a ghost and you were a bad person in life. Because the main character was supposedly an assassin, I think. Wait, I don't know. Am I making that up now? It's been so long since I played Ghost Trick. But you were right about the ghost part and the playing tricks on people, or at least affecting the world in that way as a ghost.
Oh, wow.
You pretty much nailed that. It's actually a puzzle game, or a puzzle slash visual novel, where you prevent people's deaths by using your ghost tricks, where you do things like tip a lamp over, or, you know, rustle keys, like you said. You might rustle keys to get someone's attention to, you know, change their timeline.
I knew nothing going into this game other than its title.
Yeah, and so you got those parts right. I mean, the rest of it was way off, but and it's yeah. I guess I shouldn't choose so many plot heavy ones because I can't talk about them without spoilers. But yeah, it's pretty good. Not
So
bad.
no-
It started good.
No Miguel Hernandez.
No, I mean the main character's name is Sissel.
Oh,
So
Sissel
Miguel
and Missile?
Sissel. Well, yeah, exactly. There's Sissel and then there's a Missile, and Missile's a dog. So, a Pomeranian to be precise.
what do you mean it's not a black guy with a bullet haircut?
But Missile does have a heart of gold, so you got that. Like, yeah, Sissel and Missile.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
good. Did you? You had 2 more Pokemon
Gir-
for me.
Giraffe rig.
Giraffarig is a giraffe. Uh,
You
that
got it.
with that's it. It's a giraffe.
No, yeah, that one's a joke. It's look,
Oh.
I'll link you. It's a fucking
I
giraffe.
was gonna say it's a giraffe that's rigged up like a puppet, like a stringed puppet, like it's rigged up. I don't know.
It doesn't count because that one's too
What's with
dumb.
its tail? That is so
I don't
fucking
know.
stupid. Its tail, for those listening along, its tail has a face. Like it has a head with a mouth and eyes, just like a giraffe, but it has a tail with a ball that is like a chain chomp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a chain chomp, baby. I don't know what it is, but it really is like giraffe rig. Okay, whatever you say, Nintendo. Um, okay, here's one for you. Larvesta.
Larvesta is a bug type because it's still in its larva form. It also has Larvesta. Larvesta. It kind of looks like a metapod or any kind of larva thing, but it has a vest on, like a little vest and a little bow tie, just to look nice. And it's very low level, very useless. Not a lot of moves. It can stun you with what's a good stunning move, like Leer, I guess. But the opponent sees the bow tie and the bow tie sparkles, and it stuns enemies. And Larvesta. Yeah, that's about it. Bug type, little larva with a vest on.
Great, you did good.
Yeah. Let me
No.
see.
You did pretty well actually, but you didn't get the second part. It's a bug and fire type. It looks a bit like a larva.
God damn it. Yeah. Go on.
You got that. It's got a white head and it's got some appendages, but it's a bug and fire type, and no vests to be seen.
I was gonna say fire type too because I was gonna say larva kind of sounds like lava, and I was like, no, that is dumb. I'm not gonna say that. But now I realize I should bank on dumb. I should go with the first thought that comes to my head because that's probably what the Nintendo executives do when they're sitting around the boardroom. They probably they need to come up with 250 of these fuckers for the new game, and they'd probably just come up with the first ones that come into their mind.
Pretty much.
Volcarona. Volcarona.
How about Pianorama?
Wait, okay.
Or, no, I don't.
Pianorama?
I just made that up just now.
Yeah.
Here's one. Barbacle.
Barbacle.
Yeah.
Barbacle. So Barbacle is a plant type. It's a hulking beast made up entirely of barbs. So like imagine like the background of Bramble Scramble in Donkey Kong Country, just condensed into this shape that has a missing spot where its mouth and eyes are, and like it's standing on four legs and stuff, and it's just barbs. And across its two front paws are a pair of shackles that that in the lore of Pokemon, Barbacles were once slaves, and a shipment was going through the forest, and the shipment got ambushed or destroyed somehow, or their Barbacles broke free. They never broke out of their shackles, and they kind of just adapted to the shackles. And now whenever they breed, their babies have shackles. It's just part of them, kind of like how the Cubones always have the skulls on, even though it makes no freaking sense. It's the same thing with a Barbacle. It's a barb-based hulking creature with a pair of shackles on its front legs. Because Pokemon has deep lore.
No. No. It is two rocks with fork hands growing out of them, one of which they have eyes on the fork hands. It's got a hand growing out of the top rock, which has a face on it, and it's a mix of brown, red, and rock. It's a rock and water type. It is a very, very bizarre looking Pokemon. And here it is. You got kind of close with the hulking thing, but I think Barnacle was one of the.
Wait, what's this thing's name again?
Barbacle.
Okay, you are mispronouncing this. Because it clearly says
Barbacle?
Barbaracle. Or Barbaracle. You said
Barbaracle.
You said, yeah, Barbaracle. You said Bar. You said barbackle.
Oh, sorry. I fucked up. Sorry.
See, if I saw barbarical, I probably would have guessed it was a giant Hulk fighting thing with giant claws and like just like a barbarian type thing because barbarackle. I don't know. That makes more sense to me.
Barbarical, like barbarian.
Barbarian, right.
Oh man, sorry
Barbackle.
about that.
It's okay. That'll be pretty funny for the Pokemon fans at home listening
They're gonna
along.
they're gonna be listening.
Barbackle.
What do you mean barbackle?
It evolves from binacle, which only has 2 arms. It actually is 2 arms. Like, it's literally 2 arms growing out of a rock. I'm not making that up. Whereas barbarical is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 arms growing out of rocks.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
as you know, barba in Latin means 7.
Is that true, or are you messing with me?
No, that is not true at all.
Oh, god damn it!
You got to roll with these jokes, Vinny.
I'm so confused right now. You got to understand, my mind has been fucked.
My humor is too dry for you.
Right now it is. I'm so confused. After getting barbackle instead of barbarackle or whatever, I'm so like just done.
Barbarical.
My mind does not work. I'm completely broken. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. It's got a fucking hand coming out of a rock with a face on it. I don't know, man.
What generation was this? This came around generation 6. So this is like as new as it gets.
It's totally new, and it's like just we ran out of ideas yet again. Here, have a fucking hand rock. But anyway, so there you go. I just want to point out the Splatoon Direct was out, and I watched some of it, and it looks really good. I'm excited for Splatoon. That is something I wanted to just mention. I'll be streaming that when it comes out. And the demo, as of you hearing this podcast, I probably will have streamed the demo already, which you can only stream at a few specific times. So it's a public test demo that you can only stream between a certain amount of times. So I'll be streaming that, and I just wanted to point that out as a final thing. Splatoon looks great, and I'm excited for it.
I mean, have fun with the inevitable broken network and spending, half an hour to connect to one game. That's going to end up being a lag fest.
Oh, I
can't wait. Your shit game on your shit console. Sorry. No, I mean, I look forward to watching that. It's a free demo, right?
It's a free demo. You can play it.
I'll probably check it out then. When does that happen?
An hour and 15 minutes from now and 3 p.m. tomorrow.
I do have my Wii U with me. It's not hooked up, but maybe I should try that. I don't know.
You just download it now, and then at 11 p.m. Eastern, you just hop on and you can play for an hour.
Maybe we'll try that. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Cool. All right. Well, any closing comments before we wait another 6 months for episode 7?
I like cheese.
Yeah, I like cheese. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Do you have a favorite? Is it barbacle cheese?
Barbarella. I like a good oh god, I like a good no. I don't really have a preference. There's so many good ones. Like I'm thinking mozzarella's amazing. Yeah. I like a good bit of provolone. I like Swiss with a certain kind of cold cut. Even like a good American cheese can be delicious, and cheddar is always delicious. There's so many good ones, but if I had to choose one, mozzarella, I'd say is just, there's something amazing about mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella is really good. I also really like provolone.
It's a little sharp, but it's a good sharp. It's great.
Yeah, sharp cheddar. I guess I like my sharp cheeses. I mean, the only I'm not a fan of blue cheese.
Is that even real cheese?
I don't know. I don't think that's a cheese, but if it is, that is by far my least favorite cheese. I'm not a blue cheese person. So,
if anyone knows what the fuck blue cheese really is it a zygote? Is it bacteria? Is it from a cow's bladder? If so, email us and let us know, what is blue cheese?
Yeah, and if you want to do that, or just email us anything for listeners' mail, or even just to say hi, you can email us at 2onthevinecast 2onthevine@gmail.com. That is the number 2 on the Vinecast. Or you can tweet us at 2onthevine. Again, the number 2.
What he said.
Yeah. All right, guys. I will catch you next time.
Wait.
What? What?
Last thing.
Okay.
Too many games.
Oh, yeah. What's the date of that anyway? I need to know.
Hang on. This is important, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt this ending with yet more nonsense, but June 26th to the 28th.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll be there. I'm not sure, KY, are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I should be able to make that. There's a specific stretch in June that I cannot do anything in, but there's not that one, so we should be good. I should be there
Okay.
too.
Well, I'll be there. There's going to be a bunch of people there.
Yeah, it might be late for this now, but we've talked about having the first official 2 on the Vine merch there. So if that's any kind of possibility, then make it. I doubt it at this point, but yeah, what do you think?
At the very least, we can maybe make some stickers and stuff. I have some stuff in mind, definitely.
Okay, cool.
So, 2 on the Vine stuff could be there, but if you want to hang out with us, meet us. There's going to be vendors there. There's going to be AVGN's going to be there. There's going to be stuff that you could buy. I mean,
where is
it's a relatively inexpensive convention too. It's in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, Oaks, Pennsylvania. There's some good stuff going on. There's some concerts. There's a lot of guests, a lot of vendors, and it's not too expensive. I have to say, it's like you can get a 1-day pass, like for Saturday for $30, or you can get Sunday for $18. Like, so it's a relatively inexpensive convention. And I just want to throw you a link. If you do sign up, there's a tracking link that's actually good for me that I might be able to win like a Neo Geo, believe it or not. I'll stream it, I guess, if I get it. But anyway, it's toomanygames.com/gamer/vinesauce. Go there, check it out. If you want, register, come, hang out, and that's it, really. I mean, I'll have some stuff. I'll try to get some pins. I might even get a second pressing of kazoos.
Oh, man.
toomanygames.com
and barbicles.
/gamer/vinesauce. That's werewolves. All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. If you like the podcast, then make sure you rate us or review us, even if you want to give us some feedback. And it really helps us out a lot on iTunes. And
yeah,
we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.